there, my name is Marley and welcome to my booktube channel. Today we're going to be doing my May TBR. So I'm going to be talking about the books and deciding some of the books that I'm going to read in the month of May. Before we get into it, be sure to subscribe if you have not already and follow me on my Bookstagram account to keep in touch and add me on Goodreads. Okay, so as always, first I'm going to talk about the books I plan to read in my monthly reading vlog. I'm not going to say the theme, but feel free to guess if you want. These are pretty random books, so I would definitely be interested to see what you can guess that this theme is for the vlog. And then for the rest of my TBR, I'm going to do a fun little TBR game of a color generator to pick the rest of them, which is something a lot of people do on here. I've never tried that out, picking books based on colors, but yeah. So first of all, for that vlog, we have Nevermore, and this is by Kelly Creech. I know it's giving 2009 YA vampire series vibes. Cheerleader Isabel Langley is horrified when she's paired with Varen Nethers for an English project, which is due so unfair on the day of the rival game. Cold and aloof, sardonic and sharp-tongued, Varen makes it clear he'd rather not have anything to do with her either. But when Isabel discovers strange writing in his journal, she can't help but give this enigmatic boy with piercing eyes another look. Very Twilight. What was the date of this when this came out? Yeah, 2010. So this was one of the books that was heavily inspired by Twilight, them meeting in class, them not getting along at first. Soon Isabel finds herself making excuses to be with Varen. Steadily pulled away from her friends and her possessive boyfriend, Isabel ventures deeper and deeper into the dream world Varen has created through the pages of his notebook, a realm where the terrifying stories of Edgar Allan Poe come to life. Okay. As her world begins to unravel around her, Isabel discovers that dreams, like words, hold more power than she could ever imagine, and that the most frightening realities are those of the mind. Now she must find a way to reach Varen before he is consumed by the shadows of his own nightmares. His life depends on it. So this has to do with dreams, I guess. I read what was that series called? Wake? That had to do with dreams, and it was a YA fantasy series, so maybe this will be something similar to that. We'll see. Then we have a book by Maggie Stiefvater, and that is The Scorpio Races. I haven't read too much from Maggie Stiefvater, but I really want to, and I believe this is one of her standalone books. So this is about some sort of competition, which I really like competition books, so that's promising. And looks like we're following two main characters that enter, a guy and a girl who I assume will have some sort of love story in it. The girl is actually the first girl to ever enter the Scorpio Races, and something will happen from there. I'm not really sure. Haven't heard too many people talk about this one, to be honest. Then we have a really random one, Guardian of the Dead by Karen Healy. It is apparently a finalist from the American Library Association for the William C. Morris Debut Award. 17-year-old Ellie Spencer is just like any other teenager at her boarding school until a beautiful yet eerie woman enters Ellie's circle of friends and develops an unhealthy fascination with her best friend Kevin. Ellie herself has an unhealthy fascination, a handsome boy named Mark who seems to have put a spell over her. As shocking revelations and lusts unfold, Ellie finds herself plagued into a haunting world of vengeful fairies, Maori mythology, don't know how to say that, romance, betrayal, and an epic battle for immortality. So love that. I always love fairy books, so I'm down for some more fairies. So yeah, so those are 3 books I'm gonna read. Let me know if you've heard of any of them. Then I think I'm also going to read Happy Place by Emily Henry. I don't have my hands on it yet because it's coming out in a few days, but I think this is going to be my book club pick for the month. I know all of us really enjoy Emily Henry's books. They are some of my favorite romances. So I know this is a second chance romance about this couple who has broken up, but they are pretending to still be together, I think to make it less awkward with their friends or something like that, and I assume they will fall back in love while on this, I think it's like a cottage trip or something with all their friends. So those are the 4 books I know, and I think I'm going to do 3 more picks from my TBR card. That's why I have it here. You can just see it a little bit, but I'm gonna do a color generator, and whatever color it gives me, I'm gonna pick a book that has that color on the cover. That's the plan. If I do not have a book with that color, I think I'll just redo the spin. This is just another one of my games I've been doing this year to try and read more books from my physical TBR, which has been dwindling. It has been going down, but I did just buy 3 more books last week, so we have some way to go. All right. Okay, let me pull this up and then screen record. I'm also feeling shaky. My blood sugars very well could be low right now. I actually have some candy right here. I'm gonna eat it right now. 1 second. Okay, let's generate the first color. Oyster white. It's almost like a yellowy white. Okay. You know what? Speaking of the books I recently bought, I know they are white. So we do have Killjoy by Holly Jackson, and this plate is giving me oyster white. This is like just pure white, I feel. Same with this one. Anything else close to oyster white? I don't think so, because that's a very kind of random color. So I think we're gonna go with Killjoy because of the plate being a little bit of that off-white color. That's exciting. Okay. Maybe because this is so short, I could pick 4 instead of 3 like I planned. Okay. Tomato red. Okay, tomato red specifically. The first red one I see here is the Maid. Is this tomato red? It's maybe a little like brighter than a tomato, but this might be our best bet actually. So let me just check. Actually, Ace of Spades is kind of like a deeper red. I was actually supposed to buddy read this with Nat, so maybe I will message her and see if she wants to read this in May. If not, if she like can't fit it in, then maybe we'll go with the Maid. Okay, I actually haven't been saying what these books are either. So wait, so let's back up. So Killjoy is a prequel story to the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. It's about our main character who goes to like a murder mystery party. So that should be fun. The Maid is, I think, a cozy mystery about a maid who ends up getting wrapped up in this murder that happened at the hotel she worked at. I think she ends up becoming the main suspect. So it's up to her to kind of prove her innocence and figure out who really committed this murder. So that's a maybe for this month. But then also we have Ace of Shades as a maybe. It's by Amanda Foody. And this is something where like there's a deadly game going on, I think. Something with like gambling, I think. Hence like Ace of Shades and the cards. Great descriptions. Okay, the next color, violet blue. Okay, these are really, okay, very specific. Violet blue, so kind of a deep blue. The Raven Boy, oh, I just saw the back of the Raven Boys. There's not a lot of blue like on the front though. I am already reading one Maggie Stiefvater book. Smoke and Bone is not, it's not really navy blue. Like there's a little bit of different shades of blue here. Spin this around, any blue over here. Oh, we do have some blue on the Frederick Bachman cover. It's kind of a violet blue. Was I saying navy blue earlier? I mean violet blue. I actually think I'm gonna go with this one because I have been wanting to continue this series. This is the sequel to Beartown by Frederick Bachman, and the 3rd book is also already out. So I probably should catch up and read the 2nd one. It's kind of thick, kind of heavy, but if you don't know, Beartown was about this hockey town. They just love their hockey team. It's their claim to fame, but then there ends up being a sexual assault that happens. One of their like star hockey players commits it. And so then it's this big kind of drama surrounding that and how the town reacts to it. So I guess this is just going to be the fallout of it. I'm interested to see how they're going to continue the series, to be honest. So yeah, okay, we'll go with this one. Then I said we'd pick a 4th one, and it is kind of fun to do this. So okay, our last one, Pale Brown. Pale brown. Okay, I don't know who's putting pale brown on book covers. That's not really cute. Pale brown, pale brown. Okay, I might have to redo this one. Coral red. Okay, another red. This is very similar to tomato red, to be honest. And I already picked my 2 reds. Okay, there are some that have some red in it. We do have a darker shade of magic, but this is an adult fantasy and it's a bit thicker, so I don't know if I'm setting myself up for like too many pages this month, but I think that's all our options for red. Okay, let's have this as the backup red. Otherwise I think I'm gonna read the Maid and Ace of Shades which I already picked earlier as my 2 red options, but if Nat doesn't want to read Ace of Shades, then I'll pick this as my other red option. I actually don't know what the plot of this is. Prepare to be dazzled by a world of parallel Londons where magic thrives, starves, or lies forgotten, and where power can destroy just as quickly as it can create. So basically just a new fantasy world I would be getting into here. Okay, not necessarily what I expected. I feel like getting multiple reds kind of threw me off, but yeah, I guess that is going to be my May TBR. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought and if you've read any of these books. And what kind of TBR game should I do in the future? What other little fun activities should I do to pick my books next? I've done where my cat picks my TBR, my family and my friends pick my TBR, and now I did colors pick my TBR. Let me know. And yeah, thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.